Hi, my name is Ken. I'm from Pixel Hunt. Today we're going to be looking at MechWarrior Online and running you through sort of a beginner's guide to the game, introducing you to some of the interfaces and how the game plays. People who know me will know that I'm a bit of a MechWarrior slash Battletech fan. I've always enjoyed the board game. I've played the collectible card game for quite a bit when it was out in the sort of the mid to late 90s. Really enjoy the computer games, whether it was for PC or whether it was for consoles. Um, the MechWarrior series, the Mech Assault series. I've enjoyed everything just because I'm a bit of a fanboy. So what we're going to be doing here today, this is MechWarrior Online, which is the latest game in the MechWarrior series. It's currently in version 1.0, so it is officially launched as of last week. Um, there are a couple of sites who have already reviewed this game, and I don't think I'm in a position to do so because I am aware, having been playing since closed beta for more than a year now, that there are a number of features which are not in place just yet. So reviewing this particular game at this stage, I think, is it's not there. It's not there yet. It's not ready to be reviewed because there are a number of very key features which are yet to be implemented. So what I thought we might do instead is just have a look at the interface. This is the main screen when you log in. It's got some of the events which are happening, some of the packages which are available, and news from the website which is pushed down to this interface here. We will then we're now gonna switch into MechLab, where we can see these are the available mechs for you to pilot. It is a free-to-play game, so what that means is if you want other mechs, you will have to spend either in-game currency, which you earn through playing, or spend a bit of cash to get some of what they call the MC, which is the cash currency. What you do start with when you come into a game is you're able to use what they're called trial mechs, and these mechs are just free for you to use. You get to earn in-game currency with these mechs. You do not earn XP, unfortunately. You only earn XP with mechs that you actually own. The good thing about these trial mechs is I think they switch out on a fairly regular basis, every 2 weeks or something like that, and they switch out all 4 trial mechs so that you get a flavor for some of the other mechs before you decide on what you spend your cash on. Um, these are the trial mechs which are currently available for in this current iteration: the Jenna, which is a light fast mech, the Centurion, which is a medium mech, a Dragon, which is a heavy mech, and the Atlas, which is the assault class. So mechs in this particular game, in Battletech slash MechWarrior, in that universe, are split into 4 general classes: light, medium, heavy, and assault. What we have in each of those classes are there are actually multiple mechs in each class, and they perform differently from each other. But by and large, when you're looking at light mech, you're looking at fast movers, and when you're thinking about assault mechs, you're thinking slow, lumbering war machines bristling with weapons. So these are the trial mechs that are available. If once you are able to get enough in-game currency, or you're willing to spend a bit of cash, you're able to buy some owned mechs, and these are the ones that I have. A Jenna, a few light mechs, a Jenna and a Raven. These are the light mechs that I've got. A couple of assault mechs, such as the Awesome and the Victor, and the Atlas. And I've also got a heavy mech, which is the Dragon over there, and the Catapult as well. And I've also got a medium mech here. We're going to be taking, I guess we'll take out the Atlas for our run in just a moment. what I wanted to do before we jump into testing grounds is take a look at the pilot lab as well. As you earn XP with the mechs that you own, you are able to slightly improve the performance of your mechs. For example, in this particular one of my Jenners, I've unlocked all the basic level, what they call efficiencies. So things like Heartbreak increases Battlemech deceleration by 25%, or little tweaks here and there which improve the general performance of your mech, but don't really break the game. These skills are all earned through play and XP, so you can't actually buy them with cash currency. You must earn them. You also have what they call pilot trees, which helps increase some other performances of your mech, such as increasing the sensor range, or increasing the accuracy of your airstrikes. So we're going to be coming back into the mech lab again. We're going to be taking out the Atlas. We're going to go into testing grounds. One reason why I wanted to take out the Atlas, despite it being slow moving, is that it gives us a fairly good idea of various classes of weapons. In addition to multiple classes of mechs, there are multiple classes of weapons as well. So there is quite a bit of customization that you can get into once you start tinkering with your own mechs. For example, let's just jump into loadout for a little bit. We can change the engine size, engine type. We can change the type of heat sinks that they use to increase heat dissipation. I've got lasers in one arm. I've got an AC-20, which is a autocannon. We've got medium lasers and various other things on this mech. This is probably not the most efficiently designed mech, because I don't really play this particular class, or at least I don't particularly play the Atlas mechs, so I've never really gone into tinkering it to a point where it's at maximum efficiency. But for the purposes of this guide, it will serve its purpose because it carries multiple weapons. So we're gonna just click into testing grounds, and we're gonna be trying one of these maps here. So we're loading into Forest Colony. This is probably the map that most MechWarrior Online players would be familiar with. This is one of the earliest maps since closed beta.
Reactor online. Sensors online.
A good
weapons online.
map just to do a very quick run around. Alright,
all systems
so
nominal.
looking through the interface, just twisting and turning a little bit. One of the unique features about this particular game is that your upper torso moves independently of your lower torso. So think of it kind of like a tank where your legs can move forward, but you can turn your upper torso to the left or the right. Oh, my sense of direction is terrible. To the right, and you're still continually moving forward. Coming to a full stop again.
Target acquired.
Couple of other things. You'll notice that there are two reticles with the crosshairs. The circle is for weapons mounted on your arm, and the crosshair are for weapons mounted on your torso, your main torso. If you look at the bottom right hand corner, you will notice that the weapons are divided into two general categories as well. My extended range large laser and medium laser is linked to my arms, and my medium and my other weapons are linked to my torso. So since we're talking about weapons, another thing that will be very useful for you to be aware of are that there are multiple weapon groups. So you can put up to a maximum of 6 different grouping of weapons, and you do that by going up and down with your direction pad, and using right control you get to assign weapons to a particular weapon group. So I'm going to put all the lasers into group 1, to my short range missiles into group 3, and my autocannon 20 into group 2. Now when you start this particular game for the very first time, there will be a few default control options set in place. For the one thing, you'll be in third person view. You can swap in and out of third person and first person view in using F4. Another thing that you will see is your throttle control will be quite different from the way I've got mine set up. The default setup is really for beginners, and it's what they call throttle decay. You will move to your maximum speed for as long as you hold down the W button, and when you let go, you will come to a complete stop. Well, you will slowly decelerate into a complete stop. Most veteran MechWarrior Online players will far prefer to play with first-person view because you get a much better precision in terms of aiming, and you also get much better control with your movement, because the preferred movement control is for you to just press W up to a point, set your speed, and you let go, and you continue moving in that particular direction, and you'll continue moving in that particular speed. You can then increase your speed, release your hold on the button, and then continue moving. This frees up your fingers to, especially the finger that you normally would have on the W, it frees that particular finger up to use some of the other buttons, including the weapons groups. So you really want to be able to access those.
New target acquired.
Those weapons weapon grouping easily. You'll notice that there are 6 little rectangles around the crosshairs, and that's just a quick indication of your weapons. Each weapon has a particular recycle time. You notice I fired my weapon group 1, and it's turned red. Well, I'm going to fire weapon group 2, which is my autocannon 20. Notice that it turns red, and when the weapon is available to be fired again, it'll turn back to yellow.
Target acquired.
Let's take a look at the let's fire on this little commando and see what happens. Well, I've just blown that arm off. Right. With enemies, looking in this particular game, one of the key differences from most other shooters is that you're able to target particular parts of the enemy and disable them. We can disable the arms, rip off the armor, and that sort of thing. So it takes a while to, if you're facing off against another heavy or assault mech, it takes a while to whittle them down to a point where they are actually vulnerable, because they will have heaps and heaps of armor. In the top right hand corner, you will notice a cutout of the enemy mech. You'll notice that its right arm is gone because I've blown it off. You'll notice that the left leg is severely damaged. I've stripped off all the armor of the left leg. And you'll also notice that the torso, the center torso, has a yellow outline. What that means is that the armor has been damaged. And if I continue firing on that area, I'll completely remove all the armor, and if I fire again, that should kill it off pretty quickly. Again, we're doing testing rounds, so
Target acquired.
All the enemy mechs here are completely immobile and inactive. It's really for target practicing and getting yourself familiar with this particular game. one more thing, the last thing about weapons, I guess, before we just ramble on, is that each weapon fired produces a level of heat. If you're looking at the center bottom console of your console, you notice that every time I fire those weapons, a bar jumps up to a particular percentage. That is how much heat firing those weapons generate. This is in addition to the regular cycle time of the weapon.
Heat level critical.
Now you want to manage your heat. That's another key thing of the MechWarrior Online series, is that you do want to manage the heat of your mechs, because the last thing you want in the middle of a fight is something
Heat level critical.
a heat warning and shutting down. So if you don't manage your heat properly, chances are you will shut down. And if you're in your heat of if you're in the middle of a battle, the heat of it, in the thick of it, you will be extremely vulnerable. What are some of the other things? Weapons. There are lasers, like I've mentioned before. There are ballistic weapons, like the autocannon or the Gauss rifle. And there are missiles. There are a number of different types of missiles. There are these ones that I've got equipped here, called short-range missiles. They are a fire and forget missile.
New target acquired.
Fire straight and they do damage in a spread pattern. And that's pretty much it. The autocannon.
Target acquired.
Oh, sorry, I'm talking about missiles. There are long-range missiles in which you're able to lock on and get a signal on enemy targets. And once you've acquired a lock-on, you can fire missiles. I think the third category of missiles are called streaks, which operate pretty much very similar to long-range missiles, but it is the short-range version. Obviously, being able to fire short-range missiles, which are lock-on, is very dangerous. So in this particular game right now, short-range missiles, which are lock-on, streak SRM missiles, only come in a two missile configuration. You'll notice that I've got two double SRM6s, which means I can fire each SRM6 fires a salvo of 6 missiles. Because I've got them two of them grouped together, I fire a salvo of 12 missiles. Just see what we can do to this catapult. That's a heavier mech, so it will take quite a bit more damage. You notice that I've what just happened is that I've got my weapons linked on my arms and my torso firing together.
Heat level
and
critical.
I am circling the catapult, which means I've got my little round arm-mounted weapon reticle aiming on the catapult, while my torso-mounted weapons are pointing far away. Managing weapons on either your arms or your torsos is one of the key things for
Target acquired.
pay attention to. I guess the last bit of information is spotting of enemies. One of the important things to keep in mind in this particular game in MechWarrior Online, more than in other MechWarrior games, is the need for information. You can only you can only target enemies by pressing
acquired.
By pressing the button R. You can only target enemies that you've got line of sight to, or you can only target weapons that your teammates have got line of sight to. So what that means is, if I were hiding behind a rock and I don't see this particular Atlas, and if he can't see me, we can't lock on either one of we can't acquire a target on either one. But if I was standing behind a mountain, and he can't see me and I can't see him, but one of my teammates has got a line of sight on him, I am able to acquire a target lock, which is extremely useful when you're playing with mechs that have long-range missiles equipped, because you're able to lock onto mechs that your other teammates have spotted, or if you prefer to play the role of a scout or recon, you can spot those mechs for your teammates. Now, that's pretty much how the game goes. At this present point, it's 12v12. There are only a couple of game modes and about, I think, about 8 or 9 maps currently. So it won't take you a long time to get familiarized with the maps.
Heat level critical.
Or with the game modes available. Like I said, this is the game is in version 1.0. What that will mean is that as we go along, there will be a whole bunch of other features added later on, including community warfare, where players can form up either corporations or teams on a more permanent basis, and actually battle out for for control of areas and planets. That's one thing that's yet to come. Couple of other things which are still yet to come as well, including DX11. It's currently running on DX. So the upgrade to that particular to DirectX 11 is still to come. The user interface that we saw earlier, that is actually undergoing a fairly robust revamp right now. So again, I don't feel comfortable reviewing the game in its current state, because I am aware that there are a number of features that are yet to come. All in all, I still enjoy playing this game very much. I mean, fanboy. I am, like I said, I am a bit of a fanboy. I'm quite a fan of slash Battletech. At its core, it is still a really good shooter. It's slower than what most people are used to.
New target
But
acquired.
With that slowing down of the action, there's a little bit more of a methodical approach to the action, especially when you consider that an enemy mech has multiple components for you to damage and strip. You'll see what I've done here to this enemy Jenna. I've done damage across its entire body, across all of its armor.
Heat level critical.
Oh. And I managed to shut down, but managed to kill that completely non-moving Jenna. So, yeah.
Target acquired. Heat level critical.
So yeah, this particular game has quite a bit more to it than meets the eye. It is slower than what most people are used to. So if you're coming from a Call of Duty, you're gonna be good. It's gonna be a while before you can acclimatize yourself to the speed of this particular game. Oh, how did I damage myself? Oh, I damaged myself through doing heat. Through overheating. You'll notice in the bottom left corner that my center torso has taken some damage, and that is due to heat.
New target acquired.
Oh, lastly, I keep saying lastly, weapons have a variety of ranges. So you'll notice that my ER large laser, the extended range large laser, has a range of 675 meters. The medium lasers have a range of 270 meters, as does my AC-20, autocannon 20, and the short-range missile 6. Weapons, that is the maximum range for those weapons. Weapons that fire beyond those range deal minimum reduced damage, and in some cases, including the PPC, the particle projection cannon. In some cases, there is also a minimum range. there is a minimum range for long-range missiles as well, and in some of those cases you do reduce damage or zero damage. So
Level critical.
that's one of the considerations you have to put into when you're customizing a mech. Do you want to go all in and make a short range mech? Same as how this particular Atlas is. Most everything is within 200 meter range.
New target acquired.
Or you might decide to make a mech that is focused on long range or a mix of ranges. That is entirely up to you. You'll notice that I had a bit of difficulty getting my center, my torso.
Ammo at 25%.
My torso reticle aimed at that particular mech. I've ran out of ammo on my AC-20. Oh, that's why that went fire. Weapons mounted on the arms are a lot more maneuverable, but they are also more vulnerable because they can be shot off. Weapons on the torso are less maneuverable, a little bit more resilient because they can't just be shot off. If somebody shoots off your torso and disabling your weapons, chances are you're in a bad shape and your center torso is about to be ripped out. I'm just gonna put my mech to a stop there, and that's about it. Yeah, so it's really just walking you through the game, showing you some of the systems which are present here. It really is a team-focused game, so you do want to get into this. You do want to get into this with friends if you can, or with a group that you regularly play with, a clan or something along those lines. I think that's where the maximum enjoyment for this game lies. Oh, sorry, I just can't help myself. If I'm in a mech, I'll always want to start moving and shooting. So, that's MechWarrior Online. It's a bit of a beginner's guide, walking you through some of the systems. I hope you enjoy this quick video. I hope it hasn't been too long, and that I haven't rambled for far too long. If you're interested in videos such as these, let me know in the comments on our YouTube page, or follow us on Twitter at PixelHunt, or come and take a look at our website at www.pixelhunt.com.au. And this is Ken, and I'm signing off.